Welcome to the Blue Green Ocean Road podcast.
You swab. How you doing?
Hey, George.
Welcome to another edition of the Blue Green Ocean Road with your host, David R. Stenberg.
Hey, Ben.
Good. It was interesting to see how you put the podcast together.
Oh, you like
how
that,
the
huh?
sausage was made. Yeah. A lot of work involved.
Yeah, actually, that just makes it easier, FFmpeg, and faster. Once you learn the line commands, like a lot of people are afraid of line commands, but the graphical user interface it takes a lot of resources. It slows everything down. You got all these layers of stuff. Plus, like if you're using Windows, forget it, because you got that on there too. You know, like to melt the video and the audio together with a editing program, it would take hours. You know, but just the program itself, FFmpeg, and blows through it fast. We don't need no mouse. I remember when my first time with a computer, when I started with computers, we didn't have mice. And matter of fact, when they came out, we're going, what are we going to do with that? You know, because, with things flying around on the screen, who gives a shit, right?
Yeah.
That was how everybody felt. So that's dumb. And, I guess Apple came out with the Macintosh, and I think it was the Mac. And it was okay, but it was hokey.
And everyone had to have one.
Remember that when we got mice? We got all that stuff. I remember getting a mouse, and it taking me almost all weekend to get it to work. And then I got that multimedia package. It had a 2x speed CD. It had games. It said games, right? But the games are all demos. It was the first chapter of all these games and shit. Yeah, getting the optical drive took. Add the sound card and the optical drive. That's the other thing. Go to CompUSA, spend a shitload of money, and spend the rest of the weekend trying to figure out how to get it to work.
Yeah.
You remember that? You were with me. I bought that was stupid. Yeah. I think I paid fucking $250 for a 2-speed CD reader just a reader, and the sound card and a bunch of games. It looked like they were games. I think it was 5 CDs in there. And they weren't games. They were games, but they were demos. You could buy them, I remember going online. I remember people asking me, are you online on the internet? And I said, nah, not really. Just why? What do I need that for? I didn't know I needed the internet for either.
Well, it wasn't anything like it is today.
No, it was...
back in the day.
There was...
It was just messaging on message boards, right?
Oh, that was original. Yeah, that's one of the first... That's actually the first thing I did with a computer was the chat protocol in a mainframe in New England Tech in 1982. I flirted with Cheryl, and we ended up dating. It was easy to talk to her. She was in a room somewhere, but we were just using the chat protocol, which is what we're using now. It's just a lot more stuff on it. Yeah, that was the wave of the future. They said, hey, let's study together tonight. You know what that means? She said, yeah. She said, yeah, let's study.
Nice.
Mikey Kowat.
Hey, you caught me mid-air scratch.
Yeah, scratch?
Yeah. Scratch my ear.
Is it itchy?
Just trying to hear you guys better.
Was it you got a lit in there? Got a lot of wax?
Potato farm. Here we grow potatoes. Potatoes up here, Where do you think your potatoes come from,
So all you guys saw that was some pretty good photos. I like that photo you took of the lake during that full eclipse. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that was the Androscoggin River. Yeah.
A river, whatever. Can't tell, it's so dark.
It's a big river, too, yeah.
Can't tell, it's dark.
pitch dark up there. I saw 3 stars.
Planets, I think. I think Jupiter, Saturn, and it might have been Venus. Yeah, definitely Venus. Venus is always around the sun.
Stars, planets, little
Stars,
shiny
planet.
things.
There ain't no
Hey,
stars in the daytime, but you'll see a planet.
little fucking
Um,
shiny things up in the sky. What do you want for nothing? Huh?
so, like, the next thing will be Mercury will traverse across, so you can watch like this little dot go across the sun, and that's I think that's 8 years from now, and then that's it. Forget it. Like before was Venus. Venus did it twice and won't do it again until the next century. And we're just out of things to see. I got these binoculars that can look straight at the sun, and the eclipse is behind me, and then this Mercury thing's 8 years ahead of me. So you can
That's
see
our story.
you can see sunspots. You know,
That's our story in the solar history of time.
yeah. There was an expedition that went out to take a look at Venus doing the traversing the sun, and it was going to be like they're going to measure the sun or something. They needed a calculation, so this one guy went to India. They were doing it all over around the world. They took sailing boats to the thing. They had all this crazy equipment. Get up, they're going to buy locals, go up there, and this one guy, he gets to the top of the mountain, right? He gets it all set up, right? Big old cloud in front of the fucking sun through the whole fucking event, right? But because when Venus does it, usually it's like, I don't know, 6 or 8 years later, it'll do it one more time, and then you're fucked for the rest of this century. So he stayed, and I think he failed again, and then he got like dysentery on the way out. He got sick, all this shit. He finally makes it back to England, and everybody thought he was dead, and all his shit was sold. So, like, you can't really complain if it's, like, cloudy and you can't see the thing because you just think of that guy.
That was part of the cool thing about this was that it was, not a cloud in the sky. It was 60 degrees, and between that and the full eclipse was pretty intense. Yeah.
Well, Mike's halfway here. I don't know what
I
happened.
mean, when you think just a few days earlier we had one of the worst nor'easters in several years,
Oh, yeah, it was pretty lousy right up to it. That was pretty cool. I mean, I watched that. I wasn't full, but I stayed at it through most of it. I watched the last of it go up. I just stayed on it, watch it finally just move on out.
And then, like out of the blue, we got this perfect day, and it happened to be the day of the eclipse.
That's rare.
Yep. It was a divine providence kind of thing.
I think there's a comet up there somewhere, and that's been a bust because of the weather we're getting.
Is it still there? 'Cause
I don't
it's still
know.
visible?
I gotta look again. You could have seen it during the eclipse. That was one of the things that it showed up. But I mean, I think you gotta like point a telescope towards where the comet was, which was kind of close to the eclipse, which sounds like a bad idea.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't even try. I know it was up there. They said it was a chance. I mean, I've tried to see comets before. I saw that last one, kinda. I could see the tail.
So anyway, it was a really nice day. I was out here on the SS poop deck. I had a nice IPA in hand, and I was listening to the Oregon 72 show of the Grateful Dead, and just when it was peaking, so to speak, that the full occlusion, not full occlusion, but 90% was during a space jam, and it was very pleasant, very very eerie, very pleasant.
Cool.
It's quite a show, even down here. But anyway,
Mike's, Mike. I don't know. There's something wrong with Mike. It's just a big M and I can't hear him.
well, I envy you guys that you were able to go up north to see it. I haven't heard Mike's account, the other Mike, but it sounds like you had a good time. You were there with Cedar, and it was.
It was just up the road from me. It was just a hop, skip, and a jump, and so it'd be silly not to see it.
Yeah, and you had the traffic let up.
Traffic coming home for the first 20, 30 miles was a bitch because everybody stayed up there for the eclipse and everybody left right after the eclipse, you know. So a lot of people went up there for the weekend, you know, mid New Hampshire, northern New Hampshire for the weekend, and you know, it wasn't a very far drive or very long to get up there. It was just coming back was really slow, but you know.
Well, I envy you guys, you and Mike up north, seeing the eclipse. Glad you guys had a chance to do that.
Hey, Mike.
Me and my brother went. We went with my brother's camper. It's really cool. We sat on top of the camper with chairs and beers and a joint. We did this. We played Pink Floyd's "Dark Side of the Moon." We timed it so that there's this like thing, you know, online. Colleen sent it to us. You got to do this, guys. We timed it so that when the last line on the album is when the sun is eclipsed by the moon, and that happened right at totality. And it's fucking cool. It's really cool. Everybody around us, like, there was like a big party, so people around us were real, you know, giving us the thought, hey, that's perfect music for this, you know. It's really cool.
Dark Side of the Moon syncs up with everything.
Yeah. It syncs up with the Dark Side of the Moon.
You could watch The Wizard of Oz while that's happening.
Watch anything. No,
I did that. I did that Wizard of Oz thing once.
I did it on a couple of things.
Talked a couple of times.
Yeah.
Podcast.
I think I was watching a baseball game and like guy hit the ball and the clocks went off.
Anything can align with anything if you want it to.
Your brain does it. Your brain works it out. That's why you can just make a video and he said, wow, it's great. He says, yeah, I meant to do that. All of that was my genius, not your brain working something out. You know, like, I don't know. Our brain decides what it is we're seeing out here in reality.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a bunch of shit going on we ain't getting or something. I don't know.
Your brain makes the picture that you think you see. It makes the sound of my voice that you think you hear.
Yep.
It's all made in your brain.
It's all in here, man. Everything that's going on is going on over here. Out here, there's another thing. It's like lizard people eating fucking raw mice. You don't even see it.
On TV.
Yeah, on TV, yeah.
Oh, man.
What can you guys tell me about Art Bell?
Oh, Christ. Me and George could tell you a bit, I think.
It was wonderful. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Great broadcaster.
Kind of late to the game on him. You know, I've been listening to his stuff, but I know he's gone now, right?
Oh, fuck yeah, man. Yeah.
But isn't there other people like trying to do his show or something like that?
George Norrie.
Yeah.
Yeah. This guy took over. Now I don't know. Yeah, just get it out of AM radio and just look for him at midnight. You know, if you find yourself awake in the middle of early in the morning.
Who was the guy that did all his own voices? You showed me this guy, Dave. He did all the voices. Like
Phil Henry.
He made it sound like he was the caller.
Phil Henry.
Was it? Phil Henry. I'm trying to tell Sequoia about that guy.
It's great. They just did a documentary on him. I actually I'm a member of his. He's got a website. All his content's there.
I'm gonna write that down.
I got a ton. I got hours. He did Art Bell, but he was friends with Art Bell because they're radio broadcasters. But he did a spoof on it. He had this General Johnson Jameson, and he was going up to Area 51. He says, "Okay, Art, I'm almost there." Right? Then he got shot and shit, but he kept going. There's one time he took a spaceship to Mars, right? And then it turns out he's just in a grocery store without any pants on. He's getting arrested now. Yeah, that's the Art Bell ones. Yeah.
Didn't he have like people arguing with him?
Oh yeah, he did this one right after 9/11.
He was
he
like
had
a
this guy
ventriloquist
Rush
with the microphone
this Muslim guy. Right after 9/11, he's talking to a Muslim guy, right? And Raj is going. It was near Halloween because it was near Halloween, right? And he's going, "You are teaching your children to be the beggar. You make them go to the door and they beg for the food. You Americans, right?" So this is in L.A. right after 9/11. People call, holy shit. They're all, I mean, people who call radio stations are idiots. And this is just exactly how they should be treated, right?
Oh, yeah,
They're all idiots.
Like, yeah, a good 80-90% of the audience were totally
100%.
Yeah.
Does George Norrie have call-ins?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I mean, they would give voice to just about everyone with some kind of paranormal perspective.
It didn't matter.
Whether it didn't, and he would at least, it was wonderfully entertaining late night broadcasts. In the days before podcasts and the days before widespread internet usage, it was very entertaining.
Very little radio was good. Henry was good. Bell was good. Most of it was shit, as you know, right? But me and George, big AM radio fans, huge.
People with insomnia that were really bored and would call in, and they didn't know what the fuck, they didn't care what the subject was. They just wanted to do something.
Where are you finding his broadcast, Mike?
I'm just they're on Spotify.
Oh yeah, yep. He had some classic shows.
Listened to one the other night. It must have been a Halloween one because people were calling up with ghost stories, and he was good. He was like, get to the point, man. Get to the point. Okay, goodbye. Didn't get to the point fast enough. He wanted it to flow. And quick.
Yeah,
quick
he did.
Stories, Pretty funny.
Yeah. Well, he didn't want it to be like us, where we bore the shit out of people and people would tune out. Well, it's great. It was. I give him a lot of credit, and he was actually featured on an episode or two of the X-Files too, as well. He was a guest appearance. He played himself on the X-Files.
That's cool.
I think.
When was his heyday? When was he in his prime?
Oh, the 90s for sure. Yeah. And George Norrie did a pretty good job of taking over his show.
Yeah. Before that was Larry King in the 80s. There wasn't much then either. Why
but anyway,
a book? Yeah, I mean,
Larry
like, it was great. Sometimes you get a good
matter.
author, right, and just let him talk for it. It was like what we get now when that was pretty cool. Like when King interviewed like an author, especially somebody who wanted to read. Those were good shows. But a lot of times it was shit. A lot of times, But I'm a god. I was up all night, and that's all I had, like a car and an AM radio. There's some vehicles back then. That's all it was. Like getting FM was a big deal. So you stuck with AM. Yeah. I listened to. I was in the parking lot over at Rhode Island Hospital, watching the nurses make it to their car safely. And that was the night they bombed Libya. Remember the line of death? Remember that far back? That's how I heard that. So that radio was interesting that night. Oh wow, they're bombing shit.
Yeah.
One guy got plucked out of the ocean 74 days adrift at sea. He was in the hospital bed. He had survived it, right? And he was talking on the radio. I remember one night. And it was so cool because it was fresh in his head. There was a book later. But he said that, I think I hit a whale or a cargo container, and he went down quick. So all he got was his raft. He got 4 distillers. He didn't have pants on. He had a T-shirt, a sleeping bag, a harpoon, and I think that was it. So he had to take one of the, and a flare gun. He had to take one of the distillers apart just to figure out how to get it to work. And then he says, like, I saw my first ship and I wasted 3 flares on it. That was like, I should have never done that. If they don't see the first one. He only had a few, right? It's just mistakes he made. So, all right, after a time, like the second day was the first time he saw a shark. It came over a wave, went around him really quick, and then took off over the other wave. That was the first time he saw one. And then he said all these fish was always swimming around, so we would try and get one, and like he stabbed one, and the first one he got was a mistake. It was big and it was a male. It damn near sunk him, right? So, and then there was so he was making fresh water, and he was repairing the raft. He was always blowing it up, or he was making food, or like sometimes he just sleep. He would just fall asleep at periods. He never slept. He just fall asleep, and then like a shark would start bumping his raft, and that wake him up, or he'd have to start blowing the fucking raft up again, or drink water. He says all he did with water, he never swallowed. Right, every day he'd get what he made, and it would just his mouth would just absorb it. Right, it never like I never really physically swallowed the water I made, and he was like on the last leg. He got caught. He got picked up like 74 days into it, practically dead. He said I might have been able to fix the last distiller one more time. He was down to the last distiller, water distiller.
By the end, he was sleeping like he'd sleep for 10 minutes and then blow up the raft, and then sleep for 10 minutes and then blow up the raft. Like he was really on his last. That raft was not gonna make it.
No, he was out of patch, all that shit. I think. Well, he had 2 weeks of supplies. I think he had like 2 weeks worth of water and shit. So, I mean, initially he saw ships all the time. And sometimes he could just touch them. The big cargo ships, then they never saw him. So that's why, but he had used his flares by then. So anyway, that was radio. That just so happened that somebody put a mic on him, and this was like 3 a.m. or some shit. I remember I was up at Quonset Point. I was down by the docks, and it's like, whoa, because like rarely did the radio do any justice to you. You know, it was usually just shit. It was usually always shit. But once in a while, man, that was a cool night. You know, it was worth it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. That was a good one. That was memorable.
It's a late night friend of insomniacs and third shift workers.
Now it's podcasts. Yeah, you just download a shitload of them. You can fuck it. It's like a smorgasbord and shit.
Yeah.
It's a smorgasbord.
Wasn't there a movie that came out a while back? It was like a Call-In or something. So it's an older movie though.
Jerky Boys. Jerky Boys was funny.
Yeah, this was more of like a weird some psycho was calling into a radio show, you know, and
like they're all psychos. We've already been over this.
This guy was psychotic, you know, and he kept calling in, and I don't know, I can't remember how it really went, but I remember there was a movie like that. It was like some psycho was calling into a late night radio show.
Play Misty for me.
Maybe, I don't know, I can't remember.
Yeah, play Misty for me, I'll bet. Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood. Me and Mike went to see a Clint Eastwood movie. Like we were expecting like a Dirty Harry and shit, right? And it was Clint. We called him Clint Eastwood after we got out of there. He was going into fucking like dirty movie places. He was hanging out in them booths and shit. Like this is like we're going like what the fuck? Yeah, we were in a movie theater. we want a fucking Clint Eastwood movie. We're getting this shit. I forgot what the name of the thing is. It exists. I see it once in a while. So that thing.
I don't remember.
I fucking hate that movie.
I just watched his latest movie. It was called The Mule.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was a little predictable, but I mean, it was still pretty good. You know, it was still pretty good.
Now he's shoving shit up his ass. What the fuck is it, Clint?
No, he was just driving stuff in his truck. Yeah. And
it's an old man on a fixed income trying to make some extra scratch to survive, try to keep his house, I think, or
he was trying to raise money for his family, and he tried to get back in his family's good graces because he ignored his family, you know, and they hated him.
Oh, we wanted to buy him back with money.
He's trying to get enough money to buy back. Yeah, and he had a good heart, but he wanted to, help his daughter and things like that. And it was like some weird person at a wedding that said, "Hey, Gramps, I know a way you like to drive. I know a way you can make some money." So he does it one time. Agrees not to look at the cargo, and all went well, and that just leads into another time. And I'm like, how many times before he gets a close call with the cops, and yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, it's worth watching. It's Clint Eastwood. I call him Squint Westward.
Squint Westward. I think he's a decent filmmaker. I think he makes some brilliant stuff.
Yeah, me and George saw Unforgiven. You had seen it once already, and you said, you got to see this. All right, I'll go. And you said, I'll go with you again. You said, I'll see that twice. And I went, I met you there. I remember, I fucking met you there. I went into the theater you were sitting. We said, that was great. That's like the best Western.
Yeah,
I think
that was
that's probably
a
the
good
best Western I ever saw. That was
was a good
really
one.
fucking good.
Uh,
So I
I
guess
saw
he
one
had,
where
You give him some water already?
yeah.
He'll shoot me. No, I'm not going to shoot
We're
him.
not gonna just fucking give him some water. Hell of a thing killing a man.
yeah,
And that was that thing. So I guess he had it coming. We all got it coming, kid.
take away everything he has.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Everything
all
he
do
ever
have
will
it coming. Yeah, he's great. I saw one, Macho, I think it was called, where I think it takes place in the 90s. He's like an old ranch hand that was sent by Dwight Yoakam, who was the
Yeah.
ranch owner, down to Mexico to try to retrieve his son. It was a Mexican woman that he was with, and bring him back to the States. And yeah,
That was a good one.
very,
You can't
very
make that
touching.
movie now.
But yeah, I think I can't deny he's a decent filmmaker.
Gran Torino.
Yeah, Gran Torino was good. I was trying to remember. Yeah, that was a good one.
But yeah, he'll be missed. I mean, the last of the great directors.
Maybe that was
Back
a
at the-
shit
what
for
was it?
sure. Like $1 Million Baby was good.
Yeah. Oh,
That was really good.
Another one.
Hilary Swank.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, she got toned for that one. That was a fucking great one. I love that movie.
See at the Republican convention when he was talking to an empty chair. Is that the one?
Yeah. His stand-up routine didn't
Oops.
quite make it, but
Oops. Everybody's going, I think Clint lost it.
he's having a Joe Biden moment on stage, and Jesus.
Right over his head.
Joe Biden moment.
Well, some
Fucking
people,
President
you know,
lurching
there's-
zombie.
their stand-up routine. I mean, they may be brilliant people, but they're, when they get in front of people, they don't always capture the imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Some people are no good on camera.
Yeah.
Like us. We're what you call professionals.
He got faces for
At least we ain't like blah, 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 blah. Squirrel.
we got the faces for radio.
Oh yeah.
That's the charm, man. That's the charm of it.
Yeah, we're real.
They have to
Warts
guess-
and all, as they say.
They have to guess what we look up like, and they're always disappointed.
Did you guys see Dave
Oh.
Attell's stand up on Netflix?
Yeah,
It's fucking
it's great.
Can't
Well,
stop breathing. And what?
We're big Dave Attell fans, so we keep trying to. I don't know, everybody I know, I try to
Mole Ketchups.
pass it on.
He's
I
a
remember
funny
where
guy.
I was when the Queen went down. I was at Burger King. Everybody took their crowns and threw them on the ground. Right? One guy went over the counter and started pistol whipping the fucking cashier, yelling, "Mole Ketchups."
He's like what they call a comedian's comedian, I guess.
Fucking beautiful. No, I
Like Norm Macdonald,
Norm was great. He had that. I was thinking about that. Like DiCaprio played a retarded kid. That was his first role, and then there was
What's
like
Eating Gilbert Grape?
yeah, Gilbert Grape, and then there
Yeah,
was
yeah.
he got like there's all the Academy Awards. He got it, and Norm Macdonald had Weekend Update, and it was the Oscars, right? So, this like Rain Man, something like that, made it this year. You know what I mean? And he says that they need a new category, right? best retard. Did that live on TV. You know, that's why he got fired, because he just didn't give a shit. That's what made
Said
that
the R
show.
word.
That was so cool watching the shit. I love OJ, right? When OJ got like acquitted, he goes, "Well, it's official. Murder is now legal in California." I think that was the end of it, because
no.
the president of NBC was friends with OJ, and he kept telling him to knock it off, and he just.
Well, he's got our eternal respect for that.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking guy was
Everyone
the best.
else's.
Yeah, today he'd have been canceled for sure.
They canceled him back
He
then
was
too.
canceled.
They tried to,
Yeah,
They
he just didn't
they
care.
did their best.
He said he could always just do stand up in a club, so that's it. So he didn't give a shit about anything else. So it's like when TV show and all that. I don't give a fuck. He hated
Who's the
sitcoms.
guy?
And he was on one.
Who's
Norm
the comedian?
Show.
Who's the comedian with the like the bald top and the curly hair, and he just come out and he do like from the 70s or 80s, and he come out and he do like these one-liners that had no connection with each other.
Oh, it's the guy
that?
Steve.
Yeah.
What's that guy's name?
Stephen Wright.
Yeah, he's really good. Steve
Steven.
Wright.
He's
Yeah,
from Boston.
I think
He's
that's who.
great. Stephen Wright's great.
Yeah,
Stephen Wright.
Yeah.
One of his jokes is, I believe the most important organ in my body is my brain, but then I thought, look who's telling me that.
Full circle. All right.
Yeah, it was great, man. Sometimes he'd be like 3 jokes in, and you'd get the 1-2 before. Like, oh, you know, it's like you're trying to keep up with the fucking guy. It was great. Like your brain would start working all kinds of different ways. It was great. Yeah, that guy was great. He was from
It's
Boston.
monotone, you know. Just have this monotone where it's just like so it's like trying to keep up with him. This monotone.
He was the quintessential Boston comic for years. Still is. He's still probably out there.
Yeah.
He's still.
Yeah, I like Stephen Wright a lot. Bill Burr. Bill Burr's funny. Funny as a motherfucker. John Delaney. He just did a new one, and that's good.
Louis C.K.
Yeah, Louis. He's
Yeah.
a master. That guy. The shit he did.
His sitcoms were really good too.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever caught.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
See?
yeah. Big
Horace
fan.
and Pete. You guys ever see Horace and Pete?
Oh yeah.
It's Louis C.K.
He's
It's
smart,
like-
too.
It's like Go ahead.
No, see, he's smart the way he releases shit out just on his website, you know? Like he makes you buy shit, you know?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You guys never saw Horace and Pete?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. It was great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was really good. Like a play. It was like filmed like a play.
Yeah,
Like 2 cameras
right.
on, and like long scenes where they were acting. Steve Buscemi. Alan Alda was great in that one.
Oh, played the old man. Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
he was
trying
really
to save
good.
the bar. Yeah.
think I
It's
did
good
see that.
shit.
I'm trying to figure out why I didn't see anything, because I watch fucking everything he does. I don't give a shit.
He did a movie a couple of years ago called The 4th of July or July 4th, and it was with Joe List. And seen the clip of it. It's funny as hell, man. But he only released it on his website. You got to pay like $15 to see it.
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah.
You can pay all
Sure.
those people. You know, I mean, yeah, I buy content. I'll definitely buy it off of somebody, but just a site, man. Like I do Phil Henry. I think it's like $80 a year to have access to his archive and shit.
Yeah.
But I have his archive. I kind of stole it off the internet long before he had a website. But I feel like I kind of owe. Fuck me. So yeah, I do it. Like matter of fact, he does. What's the other one? I go to the old MST3K guys, the guys that made fun of movies. They have a site, the writers and shit, and sometimes they can do a publicly available movie. They can riff, but they'll do a riff track. They call it. They'll just do any movie, right? Just riff it, but you have to sync the audio up with the movie. You have to like rent the movie somewhere else. It can't be melted together. And I used FFmpeg to line them up, George. You know how I put the audio to the video?
Yeah.
With that line command. Well, I did that with the riff tracks too, just to melt the two together, so I don't have to play two different things.
Yeah, after the podcast last week, I sat around and watched Dave put the podcast together, and it was very interesting.
Black.
He showed me how to make the sausage.
Yeah.
And
it's all just line
it was
commands.
very interesting.
It's very quick.
The,
Without the graphical user interface, or GUI, which takes up a lot of resources. It just sits there sucking resources off your computer. So what the fuck? I don't need that. Your mouse, take it all out. Just do it right down there at the fucking line, and it blows right through it. No problem. And I don't have Windows either. Holy fuck, they take fucking resources. Yeah. Oh, you guys are going to end up having to get Windows 11 or be sucking on it. You see that? It's Windows machines. Are they popping up your little ads going, get 11 or die? And then 11 won't work on your systems. No way you guys owning anything that'll run 11. And
yeah, that's what they do is
they want $60 a year so you can keep using 10. And that's coming out this month, I think.
They make you upgrade after a while.
Yeah, that's what they're telling you. Yeah, enjoy your purchase.
Yeah, well, I mean, your average person isn't going to fuck around with all that shit, Yeah,
that's what they're counting.
Yeah,
it's very easy to do. It's sickening easy. It's harder to drive a car than install Linux now.
Heck.
Louis C.K. from it. You ever see his show? I think it was just Louis, right? Louis,
yeah, that was great. That was fucking great.
You ever see? I mean, he just captured like these moments that like everybody's experienced, but nobody talked about. Like he's walking through the city in New York City with his daughters, and he's going to take a shit.
Oh, yeah, that's brilliant. Yeah, so all of a sudden it comes.
That's just what happened.
Take a shit in the city,
It really happened, and now.
Yes.
It's a show.
Trying to make it back to his apartment before he lets loose, and then he doesn't make it, and he's got his daughters with him on the street.
And the little one starts to cry.
Yeah.
I asked
Look
the
at
convenience
Daddy, he's
store
so
guy.
vulnerable. He's shitting himself in the streets.
I asked the convenience store guy if I could use his bathroom, and he says, we don't have a bathroom. I said, what, you piss in the alley? And he looked at me like, what? I go, never mind. So I pissed in his alley. The last part's a lie. It just kind of came together that way. But I did, I remember going in there, and the guy said, no. He just said, no, we don't have a bathroom. Yeah, you do, you fuck. But whatever. No, you can't use
but
it.
not for you. You don't use bathroom.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, it's a dick move for sure. Huge.
Well, the other option is I let loose and I'll be. You choose.
Exactly. If you don't let me use your bathroom, here it comes.
Yeah.
You choose.
But
I'm cleaning it up.
you can imagine if you let everybody, use your bathroom, what condition it would be. Everyone just walks in off the street. I could imagine. It's hard enough to keep a bathroom clean as it is, and then if you're letting everybody off the street use your bathroom.
Let everybody use it. You just let the Democrats use it.
I've been in a lot
sharing
of
a
bathrooms.
Then you're out of luck.
Public bathrooms are Marxist.
Anybody with a red hat? No. Hold it.
Yes.
Yeah, one night I was in a public bathroom peeing on a bloody tampon when I realized, wow, it's really gross in here.
Is that when you realized it?
Yeah. Now that I'm done. There's before I gotta pee and after I gotta pee. You know what I mean? Two different attitudes.
Yeah.
You don't
When
care.
I was 13 years old, I was working at this gas station and general store, and this Mercedes pulled up, and this woman ran out of the car and used our bathroom. It was like way down the end of the backside of the garage.
Yeah.
And then she jumped back in her car and left, and I went in there, and there was like diarrhea everywhere, just like all over the walls and floor.
You could have
I
done that in
couldn't
the
believe.
woods.
It just it's like it exploded everywhere.
Ah.
Like That's my first experience of
Holyville
having to clean
wieners.
up a public bathroom. Yeah.
She went to Holyville.
Say, holy shit, man.
I've done that projectile.
Uh,
Yeah, I did a spinach pie once. It was like it came out that way. I was puked it. Right? It's just like there's no doubt that was a very bad spinach pie. There was something bad in there.
oh yeah.
That was memorable. I said, "Wow!" I was impressed. It was like a fucking fire hose, right? Most of it, like the majority of it, made it into the toilet, but there was splatter. It was like on the wall. Like a month later, you look at the ceiling and go, "Oh fuck!" There's like a little piece up there. You know? Is that? But I think that it is.
We just lost the last of our viewers.
I like that. It is. Look at that. He puts it in his.
Spinach from
Yeah,
last
that's-
month. Remember? I didn't get it all.
Tastes like it too.
Oh, yeah. Let's relive that moment. Let's do it again. It kind of felt good in a weird way. I get bulimia now.
I got the perfect thing to say whenever you you're eating and there's a little piece of food in your beard or something that you forgot that kind of got away from you
Go
or on
ahead.
your shirt. I always say, I was saving that for Gunsmoke.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you can do like, I'm making minestrone later.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Bring it out.
That's where I
Bring it
keep my ketchup.
Gunsmoke. Of course, you got to be old enough to know what Gunsmoke was.
Remember Bananas? Bonanza?
Yeah.
That was a Michael Mays thing. He made me laugh like a motherfucker. They came on, and then it came up, and he went, bananas! So every time I saw the show after that, I yelled bananas. Bonanza!
Yeah, I remember when that would come up on the TV as a kid. My
Every
parents
day.
refused to watch it, and they would turn it just like really. So I've really had very little experience with Bonanza.
Why did they not want to watch Bonanza?
I have no idea.
Because it was
I don't
stupid.
It's pretty
My family didn't
standard,
like-
stupid TV back then, like
Yeah.
most other the stuff, It's like
Commander
Hogan's
Adama.
Heroes.
Hogan's
My family
Heroes.
was
Yeah.
like- My family didn't like Hee Haw.
Oh
like
man,
Hee-Haw.
blasphemy! Oh my God, that was my favorite show. Oh my God, who didn't
I
like?
used to like it, but they didn't.
Hee-Haw,
They get
man.
pissed off. They always want to watch something else. So I
Oh.
just make them let me watch it when just until Roy Clark came out and played his. He would do something every week, and then they could change the channel. Let me watch Roy Clark.
That was a staple in my house.
Nice.
That and Benny Hill, man.
Benny Hill. Oh yeah.
Benny Hill plays everywhere. I've seen Benny Hill in Italy because it's Benny Hill. You don't need, there's no dialogue. You throw that anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
It's beautiful.
it's a universal truth, man. Anyway,
Just come home at midnight or whatever, and my mom would be up watching Benny Hill, and we'd finish watching Benny Hill with her
uh,
memories.
Nice.
There
Your
was
mom
one-
liked Benny Hill. I can't imagine my mother ever watching Benny Hill.
Nah,
No, my mom loved Benny Hill. Yeah.
nope. I had
My mom-
this one that was
Same.
beautiful. It was Benny Hill's dating this girl, and she just eats a little bit for dinner, like she's watching her weight, and like it's always they go to restaurants, and she goes just a little, right? So they get married, right? And they're at the cake. Yeah,
that's where it all turns,
And
man.
he's telling me she just wants a little bit of cake. She picks up the whole fucking cake and just starts fucking. And then Benny Hill gives it that look at the TV, and then he runs away, right? And everybody runs after him. Fucking, I'm out of here.
another universal truth, man.
That was beautiful, man. There's
Oh,
another
look at
one
that!
where
Look at that percolating pot! Look at that thing! Wow, this is a blast from the past. Look at that thing. That's old school.
that's a press,
Wonderful.
ain't it?
Look at that.
I don't think that's old school. I think it's new school.
It's not a percolator.
No,
That's
you can't
French
even
press.
get a percolator. I mean, I got one, but they're impossible to fucking buy. You have to get one on eBay. Somebody's selling theirs. The glass ones, the Corning ones.
Oh, you can still get it at the Wally World.
Now
I
I've
think.
got
Yeah.
them. They last a month maybe.
I've seen it.
They fall apart. The traps
Yeah,
are the
because
worst.
they're aluminum, like polished aluminum now. They're
I think it's
kind of
polished.
not the
It's too
best
bad.
thing to
Shit.
use.
Guys, it's too bad you guys aren't here. I was yesterday. I was Uber driving, and I stopped for a coffee break at this place called Lil's in Kittery, and this place makes crullers, amongst other pastries, but they're well known for their crullers, right? And I'm getting there. It's just about closing time. I'm having a coffee, and the guy comes out with this box of mixed fucking crullers and all kinds of.
Ooh.
Day olds, right? Yeah, it's
It's a
day old.
fry-
At the end of the day, it's a day old.
Just
Those are
white
Friday
flour,
afternoon.
grease, and sugar, man. Mm.
So what'd you
No
do?
way.
You gained 5 pounds?
I took them. I haven't eaten any, but I took them. That's why I'm saying it's too bad you guys aren't here, man.
Oh,
you
fuck
guys
that.
can
I
go
ain't
to
eating no donut. You're shitting me.
Oh, I would eat every one of them, but
Oh,
they're
good
like
God.
the
It's a good
worst
thing you
things
ain't
you
there,
could
George.
probably eat, man.
George
That's why
kills
I can't
himself
eat.
on the podcast. George,
No,
no!
that's
I got Fred coming over later, so he'll fucking take care of half of them.
I used to love like raised glazed right out of the fryer later. My God, that's a religious experience. I'm telling you, still the dough's still hot and shit.
I've never known Fred to refuse a fucking crawler in my life.
Clothes are good.
What are you guys gonna do after you eat crullers?
Probably just sit around.
some explosive
digest
anal
crullers.
discharge, man. It's like,
Yeah.
You're gonna eat crullers, then digest them in a chair.
In the bathroom. It's a good thing I got 2 bathrooms.
Good thing. That's always a good thing. That's a great thing. That's a wise
Great
thing. It's
Yeah,
many
yeah.
things.
Yeah.
well, to me, the ultimate is like just a plain donut, fresh from the fryolator. You know, just an absolute. If it's made well, a good plain old-fashioned donut. To me, that's like the ultimate dessert.
You're sitting there in Lil's, and they walk out. The place is just packed all the time, and they just walk out with tray after tray of these mounded fucking crullers, all different kinds of fucking maple cinnamon.
I think I got a title for this one.
Bacon
Crullers.
bits.
Just
Everything.
crullers. Like crullers everywhere. Well, you can eat crullers.
I usually get my typical avocado toast with seeds and nuts.
Ew.
Well, of course you do, Mike. Who would not?
There's the alien right there.
You're the poster child for like avocado on toast.
Sourdough.
That guy's a Martian. Fucking Martian, man. He's
Right.
not one of us.
Tofu and brown rice getting all over him.
Give me a sourdough.
Lift up his hat. It says
I
tofu
don't know.
goes here.
Artisan sourdough bread toasted to perfection. Yes.
Avocado toast and sourdough, whole grain with nuts and seeds.
Nuts and seeds.
Twigs. Yes, twigs and bark, man.
Yes, twig and bark. Moss and grass.
Fucking good, man.
Lichen.
I don't know what
I
you
know.
Just lick the lichen. Right off the rock.
I almost said no. Keep that box of fucking crumbs. Avocado toast.
Yes. Right there. Look what the wind blew into the yard.
Get him the
The
fuck away
windstorm.
from me.
What the hell
There you
is that?
go. You should be eating that instead of a cruller, man.
Some tree lichen. Look at that.
Mmm, yummy.
Blew in. I don't know. It just looks so interesting. I like it.
Survival food.
Bushcraft. George is bushcrafting over there.
Survival.
I'm gonna eat it.
I ate rock lichen.
I'm still holding out for a cruller, man. Let's
like
see, this or a
frog
cruller. I'm gonna go for that cruller.
Dude, man, these crullers are fucking killer.
I'm eating the paleo diet. I'm sorry, I can't eat that cruller.
Uh,
I'll have to eat the moss.
These this is weird. The crawlers are so good. There's a guy named Scatman that hangs out there.
Get
Does he
out.
scat? Or
Get out.
Scatman crawler.
is that the way? Yeah. Is that it? Ooh, look at that.
Whoa.
Magnificent. Look at that thing.
It looks good,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
but is it? There's so many things that go wrong with those.
Look at this. I
Show the
don't know
box.
what the
Show the whole box.
hell this is, man. You see it?
I can't see it.
There you go. Oh.
That's-
See,
yeah.
That's some serious glaze.
That's
a
some
serious-
sugar there, man. That's
It's a
like
serious-
4 teaspoons of heaping sugar.
It's
It's
powdered
a serious
sugar and
maple
glaze
glaze.
and hot water.
so that's
It's
how
a
they ruin
serious-
those things, like donuts and stuff. They put all this goop all over them, all this like nasty fucking sugary, artificially sweetened or artificially flavored goop all over
Those
things. and it's
The
disgusting.
berries is glycol. Like blueberries is glycol. That's not even a blueberry.
Right, it's like a gelatin-like, blueberry-like product that they put in all those things. Yeah,
They're not real blueberries.
right.
They are at
They're
Lil's.
better than
Lil's,
blueberries.
Lil's is like an all-natural kind of place.
The lumps of
course it
chemical
is.
sugar.
Those are all natural. These look like all natural crullers.
Yeah, they
All
they
natural.
do.
From the
They,
cruller
they're
tree.
they're the kind of place you get avocado toasts and stuff, you know.
Yeah, the cruller harvest.
Sugar is natural.
But people
Sugar
love
is
their
natural.
fucking crawlers, man. Tell you what, man. Get their caffeine and their sugar. Hell yeah.
That's it.
I'm over
We
it.
run on that shit.
I used to make my own filled donut some nights, right? And you're supposed to do like half a pump into it. Well, my donut got 3. Thunk, thunk, thunk. Like, I got donuts that were full. Full. Yeah. Because I'm doing it.
Used to work,
This one's
you used to work
mine.
at Dunkin' Donuts, right? You used to work at Dunkin' Donuts?
No, I worked at a mom and pop place.
Oh, okay.
I was solo. I did 3 doughs a night. In the middle of the night, everything was gone. I got dough rising. I'm cooking dough and I'm cutting dough. And then
I remember
and it
that.
was-
I remember you
Every
donut
step
place.
was figured out. If I missed a step, everything would get behind. Everything went tits up. If I just a couple of seconds, it was weird. It was like a ballet.
You can eat, right?
I did it without thinking. After a while, I just did it. The hardest thing to learn was those rolls. Like you had to put it on the screen, and you wanted the middle to pop up, and also like when you rolled it, you wanted it's sort of like making rolling a joint. And my first one was pregnant, right? So when I made the slices, like the end ones were like these little tiny fucking Persian rolls, but the middles were like, Cinnabons. I guess I was making Cinnabons before Cinnabon, Instead of pregnant, it was the pregnant fucking roll. After that, though, I got really good at it. What we did was I cleaned the glazer every night. Some places don't do that. Like if you eat something glazed and you got like this film on the top of your mouth, that's from the grease. Like after a while, you just put it over a hot donut. So we cleaned it every day. I cleaned it every day anyway. And,
All in all, this whole episode's been pretty gross.
well, donuts,
Yeah.
even
Talking
a
about
good,
grease
well-made
and sugar
donut, you
and-
probably should just stay away from that too. Just fuck donuts. Don't eat donuts, man. Very, very bad for you.
Very, very bad for you as he
My
takes it.
grandma used to make. She
I
used to make
them,
the
but I don't
old-fashioned
fucking eat 'em
donuts.
no more.
She used to make them fresh. That was really
Nice.
cool.
Nice.
Do that fried dough? We still do that.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Shit,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
man. Doughboys.
I guarantee you.
Rye bread.
Within 20
Sopapilla.
minutes, within 20 minutes after this meeting, George is going to head over to a donut shop.
Oh yeah, I'm there.
In his truck.
Hey, great. Yeah.
He's gonna do it in the drive-through. It's all American afternoon.
He's just thinking. He's thinking which one right now. Which one? Which one am I going?
Yes. Actually,
There's
there
only
is a
one.
decent one. There's Baker's Dozen up here. They do a pretty good job. with
Oh,
the
that's the way you
plain
are.
donut. That's it, man.
That's where you're going.
That's paradise, man. Look right there.
Oh, speaking of paradise, there's a trailer park over here that I never knew about until I started Uber driving. It's called Paradise Park.
Of course it is.
Ah.
Oh man,
What else would you call it?
It's the perfect name for this place. Paradise Park.
Trailer parks
Get
are
some
wonderful places, man.
Yeah, this one's a classic, man. It's been flooded. Half of it's flooded out. You can't drive through half of it. Right?
Oh, wow.
It's
I didn't know
bad,
the
man.
trailer park was there till the hurricane came through. What's that in the air? Is that a trailer? Flying out of the woods?
You tore through my life like a tornado ripping through a trailer park. Is a line. Rodney Krause.
I had a trailer for a while.
You tore through my life like a tornado ripping through a trailer park.
That's a good line.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Rodney Krause.
I missed my trailer. I love living in that thing. It was like a 6-man. A 6-man is a 1-man. You know, it's fucking perfect. It's fucking perfect. I mean, it was tight. It was thought out, you know.
Well, that picture you showed with I think that was your mom with the welding mask on, looking at the last
That's my wife.
eclipse. I saw. Oh, that was Yolanda.
Yeah.
And your trailer was in the background there.
Yeah. My old home. Then I got married and trailer life was over.
That's right. No more trailer by the lake.
Nope. No more fishing every night. No more drinking till 3 a.m. I used to like fish and not have anything on the hook. I was just there drinking because it's all right. You can be by the lake drinking beer so long as you got a line in the water. You ain't got a line in the water. You ain't got a reason to be there. And now we're gonna have a discussion. I got a state cop stop once. Yeah, I could hear him coming a mile away. Cop buckles, right? So then. If my beer's in the woods, I just with the beer I'm drinking, I'd go put it by a bush in the woods and then walk back. And then this cop, I remember he was yelling at me. He was going, "Hey, you can't be here!" And I'm pretty lit, you know. So I had my driver's license. I mean my fishing license. I go, "Yeah, I can." I was doing that.
Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't get my ass beat. I kind of remember doing that though. And I kept thinking, I don't give a fuck if you sleep back here, buddy. I'm not gonna turn you in. You know the fuck. Probably he was upset because like the only reason to be back there usually was just DEM, and they'd look at your fish, see how you're doing, or talk, you know, because they're like wood security guards. I always wanted to do that one. This guy I worked with did it for a while. He was running after a guy and he tripped over the fucking fire ring and then landed in it. And he said, "Well, the chase was over." He goes. And he was pretty drunk. He used to go down. Yeah, he was DEM and he used to drink. So now he's like chasing a guy who dove into a fucking fire pit. So maybe it's not for me.
When I was first moved up to New Hampshire, I was really into fishing at that point, and I was fishing in Lake Chicora, and apparently I wasn't paying attention to what was in season and what was not in season, and I had my license and everything, but. A cop pulls up, a fishing cop pulls up.
Fishing cop? I think I got a different title.
He checks my license and everything. He goes, "You catching anything?" Yeah, I said, "Yeah, man." And I pulled out this bass, He goes, "That's not season, right?" No. I totally fell for it, And he goes, "You let me off the hook, though."
Let you off the hook?
Hey, yeah. He goes, "You're gonna eat that, right?" I said, "Oh yeah, I'm eating it."
Yeah.
And then
you don't want to get away.
Today's opening day for trout season in Rhode Island.
Yeah,
that's right. It's opening day. Did you go to the Bender?
There was no Bender.
No Bender? What happened?
The world happened, man. Life happened.
Yeah. The Bender ended.
That was the big Bender day, wasn't it?
Yeah,
this is not the same.
Fishing Eve was a national holiday in Foster.
Yeah, this is not the same town as it was back then.
I know when on opening day. Because they stock again. If you go every night, one night it'll be like opening day, only you'll be the only one on the lake. The first thing you do, you put a line in and you pull a trout out. I mean, hey, they stocked today, and I'm the only one who knows.
Yeah, they don't tell you when.
Yeah.
You have to go all the time.
Yeah, go every night. We just go every night. I didn't buy any protein in the grocery store for 45 days. I remember we went 45 days catching something. One night we caught hornpout, like right away over by that Echo Lake, that levee, the lower one. Like fished over there, started pulling out hornpout. It was fucking beautiful. I was done. We were done. It was 8:00 going back to the trailer to eat. Sometimes it take we caught an eel, snake thing. I don't know, we ate that too one night.
Eel's really good.
Yeah. So yeah, but trout was the most fresh trout, just caught, just fried. The only thing I had was potatoes. I had potatoes and like vegetables. That's it. And never bought. Then I remember the night we didn't catch nothing. Failed. Complete failure. Right? Nothing. It's just going to be potatoes tonight, I guess. So it was weird, but it was a 45-day run. I treated, yeah. We had all these. The other thing, I started looking at Connecticut, and I said, look, I got a fishing license from Rhode Island, right? And I'm looking at the lakes. You just look at the maps and, well, what about this lake? Let's see what's that. Then we looked over at Connecticut, wow, look at all the lakes in Connecticut, right? You know what I mean? So, damn it. I want that license, Then, cause then you look north and go, oh, God. All that mercury. All that wonderful mercury.
I used to eat fish every day all summer.
Yeah.
Until I found out about all that mercury.
There's that seafood. That's when I was that summer. I could take all the lobsters without claws. They call them culls. We didn't get as much money for them. So, and the
there's nothing wrong with those.
Tautog. I think it's tautog. The guys was calling it the big white fish.
Yeah, those the northern grouper. Yeah.
Yeah, they'd end up in the fucking the trap, and my boss didn't want them, so I got them. I got all
that's
those.
good eating.
Really good.
Sand crabs too. We didn't sell a lot of those. We got like a nickel a piece or a pound. I forgot what it was. It was like, all right, we'll throw these in too because we got room. But if we were catching a lot of lobsters, we weren't keeping sand crabs. We're throwing them back in too. So yeah, free seafood. That was cool.
Good stuff.
There was a time where you go out to low tide and there'd be like a big old fucking 10-pounder lobster in there waiting for the tide to come back in. That'd be the shit. But
these are long gone.
Yeah, but you know what, Mike? There was no convenience store nearby with butter. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't happening. So
no butter at all.
No butter. Who
no
fucking
cow.
cares then? That was just a sea monster I don't want to deal with. No, sea monster. I can't eat octopus. The Italians eat octopus all the time. Octopus are smart. They're like maybe smarter than us. They might be the ones flying the UFOs.
If they're smarter than us, how come they end up in spaghetti?
I don't know.
They're really good in spaghetti.
People get eaten too, It can happen, Fall in the ocean. See how long you last. They'll start sampling you right away. What does this guy taste like?
Oh, this looks like a nice day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is about the end.
It's been fun.
Yeah,
Enjoy
it's
that
cool.
donut, man.
You, man.
Enjoy the
Say hey to Fred. Say hi to Fredly.
Hey, say hi
Yes.
to Fred, man.
enjoy that donut coffee. I can